In this first trade, we already had that big move at the open. We're coming through yesterday's range. And then you can see on the 5 minute chart there, we got rejected out of that level right before the uh, 59.45 level. So I was just looking for kind of a lower high right here. And if you look real close in that 5 minute chart, they did reject, see that rejection off that exactly off that 940. So that was a little bit of a kick. And I should have added a contract there or, one or two there. But it just, because we were making higher lows on the 5 minute chart, I was a little leery because it didn't quite look right. I felt like it could have went either way, but I wanted to try it. So I thought I could at least get, um, we'd at least attempt to get back to that the 59.30 that I'm pointing out right there. And I'd have a chance to get out of this if it didn't look right. But you can see I left this full, regular speed. So you can see how it's kind of hesitating. And as we get down here, um, right there, I'm looking for like my minimum, which would be, that happens to be the cash session value area low. That's what that profile is right next to my TPO. So I thought if we could at least get to there, I'll take this first contract off because it just looks kind of iffy. Like right in here is where, it could, if you're looking at that 5 minute chart, that would be the next area that would be kind of a higher low there without breaking that. So I went ahead and took that first target there. And somebody asked me if I look at those levels, the cash session levels, and that's an instance where I would look at it. But later on through the day, I pay a lot less attention to the cash session. I'm usually watching in the session volume profile that's on the right side of the chart there. But it just kind of lined up, like I said, it's close. It's kind of where that next higher low would be. You had the cash session there. So it just made sense to get that first one off. And the trade was kind of iffy. It's not like it was really pumping. So then my next one, I'm trying to at least get to the 5.930. I know that that's a level that they're interested in just because all week they've been, they interact with that level a lot one way or the other. You can see the delta's kind of fading off here. Now we had a really nice push through that 530. So I'm bringing that stop down. We sweep that and, head back up, which it comes real close to it, but you can see they're rejecting off that level. Then I'm fine with it. That was my initial target. So now all of this is just kind of extra. So as we move down, it gains a little ground. I'm going to bring that stop down. That thick yellow line is the POC on the 4H chart, the weekly volume profile POC. So you can see we hit it right there and that first move down. I thought we could at least, again, kind of sweep that. Right here we do it. So I bring that stop down. I'm just this is how I usually monitor these. I just kind of keep stepping them down as we break, as we regain a level and kind of test it. And here, like I said, this is all kind of extra. So I'm bringing it down as soon as we break that level because I don't really care if it comes back. If it took me out right here, that's totally fine. We start to get up to about, I think this is about 62 ticks. So that's another reason why I'm protecting this so tight. But I'm also, you have the 920 level down here. So that would be like the next target. You had the POC from yesterday, which is where I'm going to go ahead and take it. And then you had the overnight low. You had, so many things down here. You had the settlement. So if I would have had more contracts, I probably would have let another one go. But because I had the one, we were at about 63 ticks. That was the overnight POC. I'm sorry, yesterday's POC. I went ahead and just closed it there. On this trade, you filled some singles on the B period with that. When C period come up, it filled those singles. I took the short there. I didn't think we should extend any higher. And again, I was looking, I had two contracts. I took the first one off. Basically, we broke through that 920 and I brought a stop down. It come back and it did pop me out of that. Because the same thing, this could easily, if you look at that 5 minute chart, see how strong that move up. I thought we could easily start to, build up. So I started to feel like I was going against, we didn't necessarily want to move any lower, which later in the day we did, or pretty much after this, we did start building up. You can see this last contract, we got through that 920, but see how it's moving, it's creeping up on that overnight low. And that's a pretty major level to look at. So as we get right to it, I should have, looking back at this, I should have taken it right there. I should have just closed the trade and been done with it. I was trying to give it a little extra room. And, the way, if you look at that delta, the delta's moving down. But as we kind of bounced up there a little bit, I went in and closed that trade there. I just want to show how it was creeping up on that level.